What a happy ending. I wonder what happened after.
As soon as we uploaded, before our reaction was even on the site for 3-4 hours, there was people letting us know, oh, he's going in, he's exposing everything. They're going, him and his match are going through. With your discretion, can you explain like what is happening? What is happening in this situation right now?
Don't tell me she's a 304.
Honestly, there probably won't be a reunion. You know, I'm honestly thinking about not getting back on a reunion. But since it's nothing, you know, I'm gonna check her. What I do is a temperature check. Like, hey, hey, baby, is that what you're doing? She told me, she did it right in front of my face.
Disrespectful.
Took his phone, got to typing her information in, and that's what I said. I'm not about to pour into you, and you're showing interest in front of my face. That's blatant disrespect.
Esther, you did what? You just walked away with my guy, Aaron, and you just slided the DMs to the other guy? What? Uploaded a video yesterday, and the title of that video was Confident Man Loses Job After Humbling Woman, Pop the Balloon. Crazy situation. Dude lost his job after going on this very popular dating show. After he stood up for himself, he got a lot of critique and criticism for his quote unquote sassy behavior, but we broke that down and gave a different side or a different perspective of that coin. I reached out to this young brother via Instagram. He has yet to reach back out to me yet. But I had a member of the MT Army send me a link of an interview that he did after the dating show. So because he's yet to reach out to me, I thought it'd be good for us to actually go through the podcast. The thing is that when you have clips, shows like this of certain people, images get to forming in your mind about who the person is and things that they believe in. But a podcast where they get to sit down, you ask them questions and you see how they articulate, you see how they think through things. I think it can paint a better picture, a more accurate picture to the type of person that he is, to elicit the type of behaviors that we saw. So without further ado, 2 housekeeping notes before we get started. If you guys want access to the official platform where the MT Army resides, the link to it down in the description box down below. It's a men's self-development community. If you're looking for a brotherhood of men that are actively working on transforming their lives, click the link in the description, and yes, it's free. Secondly, shout out to the content creators that interviewed him. Much smaller channel. Let's just see. The name of their channel is Kites. You can see it right down there. I'll leave a link to it down in the description box down below, but shout out to them. All right,
everybody, we here with the one and only, nicknamed Weapon X, but his real name is Aaron. Aaron, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, big dog. Go ahead.
What's going on, man? It's Mr. You Not Qualified, aka Weapon X.
Yes,
I'm inheriting that name, and I'm gonna carry the torch for
yes,
you,
sir.
That's what I'm talking
about. Thanks for having me on here.
Hey, man, you the first ever interview I've ever done in my content creator life, so it's an honor that you even responded to us and you even wanted to had a conversation, because at the end of the day, we just some random people on the internet. You feel me? So I appreciate you. Is there anything you want to shout out? Anything before we get started?
It's just a profound pleasure being on here. Thank you to all my fans, everybody defending me in my comments, going hard for me, man. I really appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Your t-shirts are coming soon.
Yes,
Stay
sir.
tuned to my Instagram at very handsome with 2 Y's, VERYY_handsome. Stay in tune with my story. It's a lot of cloud chasing going on. Certain topics I won't address, certain topics I will address. And today we're going to keep it raw and uncut like I always do, man.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, I want to take a pause to see the impact of his virality on his socials. So it looks like he gained about 5,000 subscribers so far. Let's take a look at his GoFundMe. Oh, wow. It's already on $9,000. I think yesterday when I did the video, it was only on like a stack.
You got people just making all these random stories and claims about you, and they don't even know you.
So at first it was frustrating, because I know the type of man that I am. The individuals around me know what type of man that I am. And, people start to delve deep into what transpired in the past, and I can't escape my past.
Right.
But I can recreate my future.
Right.
I don't, they want to judge on, things at the negative, anything they can find negative. But anything positive that I've done, they don't want to talk about, So I think, Jesus was perfect, right?
Right.
They still talk bad about Jesus.
Yep.
So they're always going to have something to say about me. Just keep talking. Keep blowing me up, keep making me bigger. And, God willingly, the right person sees me and something, a career takes off. I don't have to plumb anymore. Something comes out of this.
Right.
But
Don't rely on no one to see you. I think if anything, you could create your own YouTube channel. You obviously have a personality, my young G. Don't wait for nobody. Do it yourself. Answer the DMs that I sent to you. And if you want a tutorial, a starter kit, a guide, I can chat with you.
I don't care what people got to say. You can think the worst of me. The women out there that are afraid to take a chance with me, you're depriving yourself of an opportunity with a great man. These women that you see trying to clout chase off of me, and they make money off social media. They don't have very good paying jobs.
Yeah.
And they're gonna do whatever they can. They're gonna say whatever they can to paint this false narrative about me. Keep painting it. Put it on the biggest canvas you can find in America. And I'm gonna keep smiling. I'm gonna keep my head held high at all times. You see me out in public, I'm a friendly giant. Don't be afraid to approach me. If I have a resting mean face on in the gym or something, don't be afraid. You can say hello. I don't put my hands on women, but I will get aggressive with a man, for the right reason, defending myself or defending a woman. I'm trying to promote a just cause. I don't want to promote any bigotry, any negativity. Let's spread more black love and not hatred. Let's come together. We the only ones that don't really have any unity. Man, let's come together. Let's bring my people together. Let me, God, please bless me, with a platform where I can create opportunities for my people.
Right. No, I felt that. And I felt what you said about the Jesus part, because even the Bible says, Jesus said, they hated me before they hated you.
Right.
Meaning that you're going to walk down paths where there's going to be adversity. There's going to be people that disagree, that dislike what you got to do. And that's regardless of how well you make your character show. Because I even saw your Instagram, all the stuff that you was doing for the youth programs in your area and all that. But then you got a random woman that you've never even met before saying like, you look like you a woman beater. And I just told all my friends, showed them a picture of you, and we all agree you beat women. Right. And it's like, dang, bro, like y'all tearing down a man who is helping the youth. If we don't have the youth, that changes life. It's going to be broken people growing up to be even more broken, then creating more broken people. Right. And we just going to keep in that cycle, and it's never going to fix. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
What he's speaking about as well is the difference between people in real life people versus how we get treated as entertainment figures. And crazy shit is, and this is why, as a YouTuber, as a content creator online, anyone who does something where you're putting a product in front of people digitally, you have to understand that the basic human factor is completely stripped away, right? And when it's completely stripped away, then you get essentially what people think in their minds and walk around with every day, but they don't necessarily say it out loud. So things that they can say to you behind a computer screen, behind zeros and ones, is not something they would ever say to you in public and in person. However, their perception, whether it be online or not, can be a detriment to you if they are in your target audience or if they influence your target audience. Besides that, don't give a shit. So I very much appreciate their exchange within this section, and his demeanor comes across as extremely respectful. So I really appreciate their comments here. Plus, on top of that, my initial thought is his demeanor, he's coming across as an extremely respectful person, which is the complete opposite of what those hyenas pegged him as an entertainment figure online. It's odd when you hear women like that complain that they are the least protected, but then you're so ready to step off code with someone of the opposite sex who looks just like you. The hypocrisy is at an all-time high.
So and I also, sorry.
Go ahead.
I speak to at-risk youth, and also there was a duration of time in my life where I would indulge in criminality, and I'm not ashamed of that. Those experiences molded me into the man that I am today. Right. And because of that, I'm able to reach out to, other individuals that indulge in that certain lifestyle as well. A pastor may not be able to get to them the same way that I may be able to. This is all a part of my tribulation. And I also, I provide free plumbing services to single women, single mothers, to single fathers, Army veterans, people that have issues with property management. I provide free plumbing services to them. You can find me, Aaron Sloan, on the Nextdoor app. And I also donate, to children that, need hearing aids. I've been seeking more nonprofit organizations for children that need hearing aids as well, because I was shot in my face and a bullet was lodged inside of my ear. It broke my mandible. You know, for those that say, you know, my jaws were chattering or anything, my mandible is permanently fractured on this
guy is
side.
50 Cent.
And I lost my hearing for 5 years.
Dang.
And during that course of time, you know, it made me appreciate the smallest things in life, like having your senses, you know, having your taste, your smell. You know, I didn't appreciate small things in life like that until that was taken away from me.
Right.
So it wasn't until I was able to have surgery and get that hearing back, you know, which was a profound blessing, of course. But since there's a lot of kids out there that don't have that opportunity, that won't be able to hear again. And, you know, I really love music. And during that 5-year time, not being able to hear music, it was just depressing. So I can just imagine, you know, how depressed these children may be, or what type of turmoil that they're going through, you know, mentally and spiritually, due to them not having hearing aids. So I try to, you know, acquire funds. I try to set money aside from each paycheck to donate to a just cause like that. And God has been continuing to bless me abundantly. Like there's been times, you know, money just falling out of the sky in large amounts. And I know it's because I got a good heart and I try to put out, you know, positivity into the universe, and positive stuff comes back to me.
What's ironic about this is that if you will line up the young women that were clapping back or giving him the serpent tongue back at him and ask them, you know, how are you being generous within your community? What do you think that their responses would have been? The one chick needed to be generous with wearing a bra or a shirt that covered up her long tits. Meanwhile, this brother's over here being generous in his community with his time, plumbing services for people who need it, while also being generous in donating money. Really admirable-ish right there. And I'm noticing within my own life, the more generous that I've been in my life, the more that I've gotten back. Let's go.
Man. All right. We're going to move on to the next part, right? Back to the Pop the Balloon. There came to a point in the show where you said a legendary catchphrase.
You're not qualified.
A legendary catchphrase. It's one of your many. You have two, and I know you know it's two. But for some reason, this was the one that everybody caught on to, and on the show, everybody reacted to crazy. And it was the "you did me a favor."
For me, it just did not work. I didn't feel like I had chemistry, or I wasn't fully attracted to you, and I feel like that counts if we were going to be going through a dating show, you know?
Yes, the feeling is definitely mutual. So that's okay.
Arlette?
Thank you. You did me a favor.
You know?
You did me a favor. Now, when we watched it, and I know you seen our reaction, it was funny to us because that's the first time I've ever heard somebody like, "Oh, I'm glad you popped on me. You did me a favor." It's like, dang, like, all right, like, and I know you didn't. You said it. You even said it yourself that you're just speaking. You're speaking blunt. You're not speaking to hurt. Right. But you know the atmosphere as you're on that episode. When you hit that, you did me a favor, because we know they edit it and they cut a lot of stuff. What do you feel like the atmosphere was when you hit that? Like, what did you feel in that moment?
What I felt, I honestly didn't feel anything, because I was just being myself. You know, I didn't feel like I said anything wrong. I didn't call any of those women the B word. I didn't, you know, do anything to that effect. All I did was just let her know, hey, you did me a favor. Because if you're not interested in me, you're doing me a favor, you know? Because I could have wasted a month of my time taking you out, going to the movies, wasting my unlimited texting, wasting my unlimited data, FaceTiming you, you know, doing all of these things. Let's get right to the point. You know, do you like me? I like what I see. And I'm the type of man, you know, if I have to reassure you, because these women have a problem with giving men reassurance. They swear, you know, reassuring a man makes you insecure. I don't have no problem reassuring you. Hey, go through my phone. You know, what do you want? Whatever it takes to give you that reassurance. So I'm not at work wondering, you know, is my woman doing this? Or, you know, I want that security, and I want to give you that security as well.
Right. Okay. So do you, when the women heard that, right, and they reacted the way they reacted, when you talked about empathy, do you see from their perspective of how that came off though? Do you see what they were getting at when they said it? And you can be truthful, bro.
Well, I see. Now, if I was them, honestly, I would just. But see, I can't blame them. I can't blame them, because I know for a fact, you know, after God made me, He broke the mold. You know, He doesn't make it like this anymore. So dealing with a man like me, and that has morals, principles, values. I'm not saying I'm the only one, but we're not in abundance. You know, most of them are married, and the ones that are single are not interested in having a relationship. And the men, such as myself, that want a relationship, that stand on business and not going to take no foolishness, they don't want to abide by, you know, my expectations and that I would have for our relationships, because they can't do as they please. They can't run those manipulation tactics on me. They can't deceive me. You know, they can't tell me something.
He's spitting bars.
Make me believe it, you know, like they could do the next guy. So that's where the problem comes in at.
That's where the problem comes in at. Talk to him. Gentlemen, listen to me. As you increase your status within life, whether it be through your life status, your masculinity, however it is that you're doing it, you must understand that the conversations that you have with women, when you have boundaries, because society does not want you to have boundaries. They want you to just lay down and just take it. Why? Well, it's capitalism. I often refer back to capitalism. Women are spending or making 80% of the household decisions on average within the US. So they want you to bend to the emotional whim of the women to not challenge these capital-based decisions. That's at the crux of it. I always look towards the money. That's the first place that you should always go. But we're talking more macroeconomic reasons. At an individual level, as you begin to date these women, and these women are within the matrix, they've been indoctrinated. They are conditioned to how they think that you should act or respond in a situation, and they don't want boundaries. They don't want rule sets. They don't want framework. So if you're a man who's created all of these things and you understand your value, you must understand that it will be contentious, not get angry at them, but just sort of expect pushback, and how you handle yourself within that pushback will really be your test as a man as it refers to these relationships. But I guarantee you, hold firm for the woman that is curating her life around what you expect, because at the end of the day, as men, we decide relationships. They don't. Media convinced them, the culture convinced them that they have any say in the shit. They only have say in sex. That's it. Not relationships. That's us. We get on bended knee. You look at all the posts where women get on bended knee, they put that shit up on Shade Room, and all the women's are down in the comments, better not be me, won't be me. She's the man in the relationship. And to be honest, I agree with them. That's our role, if we do so choose. I go.
Okay, cool. All right. There was a point where there was a lady in a white dress. She had heard how you spoke to the first two when you said you did me a favor. Lady in white dress. During the episode, me and my wife, we was kind of like, we wasn't really rocking with her too heavy, even though she was educated. One thing we kept pointing out was, we don't like when people waste people's time. That's one thing that we can't stand, because we don't get the time back. And so one thing that she had a trend of on the show was she always held her balloon until she was the last selected person. And then she would pop and say, I don't feel your energy. And it's like, dang, you didn't feel his energy this whole time, and now you just now pop. But there's a point where you two had an interaction, and she said, oh, you come off as very arrogant.
And why did we end up popping our balloon? The comment you made, didn't really, I like a more humble person. That's the one that responds.
Oh, the cutie pie.
Defensive-ish. Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah.
I didn't really necessarily like
That's
how you
fine.
responded.
Hey, I could just, all I can do is be honest,
I mean,
you know?
yeah, be honest,
I
be your
came over
authentic
here
self. That's okay.
to find a match
Sure.
that wasn't matching. That's
Sure, I
all,
mean,
queen.
You could be a tad bit disrespectful, like how you, like, I don't know, arrogant a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, just that.
Well, voicing my opinion is not arrogant. You know, she asked me if she would be a good fit for me. If I like what I see, it's contrary to the truth.
Arrogance.
Good
right?
answer.
Yeah.
That's not arrogant.
You spoke a bit. I don't think you had enough time to really break down what you were saying, because I think you went along the lines of, it's not arrogance, it's just me talking my truth and me saying what it is. So when you hear this arrogant claim, how does it, what is the real breakdown that you were trying to give on the show that you kind of didn't get the time to really break down?
I am the embodiment of confidence. Being confident is not being arrogant. You can't mistake the two. I am well aware that everything on earth was created to be subservient to man.
Right.
From the nature, women was made from the essence of man, from his rib.
Yeah.
A woman is not going to ever conquer me. Men, we're hunters. Women, they are trying to manifest this masculine energy, and that's not the role that they were created to do. If they want to fulfill their divine purpose, but they have this mentality where I don't need a man, then you're not going to fulfill your purpose.
Right.
I know,
He's right.
And it's an unfortunate thing that every woman can't reproduce, but God, intended for women to reproduce and for men to do what? Be fruitful and to multiply.
Right. Back to the show. I know you had an interesting little moment with a certain lady in a red dress.
Okay, yes.
Brianna, right?
Yes.
For me, this was one of the funniest moments in that entire video. I swear, when you were on the video, my energy for that video multiplied times 50, because the entire time in the video, I'm like, let's do it, because it was the rebuttals you had were so clean, but they also weren't like like raunchy and offensive. You feel me? So there's a part in there where she says, "Oh, my eyes are up here. You must be staring at my chest or my tattoo." And you hit her with, "Nah, I was actually looking at your arms. They're hairy."
My eyes are up here, baby. Are you looking at the tattoo?
No, I'm looking at the hair on your arms. You know, women I deal with, they don't have hair on their
Don't
arms.
do too much.
Don't do
I'm
the-
just
oh,
being
she's
honest.
holding her
Don't do
arms.
too much.
You know, I don't like that. That's all
Okay.
I was looking at. You trying to say if I'm looking at particular body
You just
parts,
wasn't
but
looking at
that's
my
not
eyes.
what it is.
That's
No, I was
all
looking at the
pointing
hair on
out.
your
Anyways,
arms, Queen.
she asked me the question.
Yes.
I gotta hear his
Now-
explanation for this.
When you said that, I want to know what was going through the motions. Like, what was the motions of that? Because you
What I said yesterday is that you don't want to get placed in this box of creep that, oh, you just looking at my tits, you just objectify women. You don't want to go down that path. So in order to subvert that, what did he do? Well, he trolled her, right? Whether or not he was looking at her arms, who knows? But to quickly and accurately dismantle that path of him being a creep so quickly shows a high degree of intelligence. Let's keep going.
had her triggered for the rest of that video. She was against you the whole
Yeah,
rest
she
of that video.
hated him.
So what was going on?
So one thing about me is I am very observant.
Yeah.
You know, women, you can call me zesty or whatever you want to say, but my health is my wealth, and I
Right.
take very seriously. You know, I get manicures, I get pedicures, I keep myself together. You know, and I had the same expectations for my woman. So when I approached her, I wanted to, inhale, exhale. Let me breathe this in. Let me blow this out. Full body scan and see, what she got going on. And just the first thing that I seen was, the arm hairs, and I don't like it. So I was just like, this isn't gonna work. I don't mind.
Yo, all of the women that he went across, if you watch the video, he's scanning up and down. So he's not lying. He's very observant. He looks.
Shaving them off too, I wasn't planning on getting at her like that, but I felt like she tried to play me, like she's like, look
Yeah.
up here. And
Exactly.
She tried
Yeah.
She tried to get a moment. Yeah, she tried to get a moment.
Yeah.
So on the camera.
So I was right. So he felt where she was going with that and instead gave her the same energy before she went where she wanted to place him. Very smart. Maybe he wasn't thinking about the exact same outcomes as I was thinking of, but it's still in the same vein.
Even
He's
when you watch
defending
it full
himself.
screen, because there's a difference between when you up close to people and when you on the camera.
Yeah.
On the camera, I was trying to look at her arms and I'm seeing the shades. I'm like, dang, for him to point it out, was it that hairy? Like, was she really that packed up with the hair? Because on camera, we could just see a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, when
they was wrong for zooming in on her like
on her like that.
And I'm gonna just say, because they're gonna try to crucify me. I'm gonna just say, for me, it was a little excessive. For the next man, he might be willing to tolerate it, but I wasn't willing to.
Okay. Well, since we going through the list of your ops, we got your next op. This is the op that your opponent.
If I were you guys, I would prioritize removing some of the unmentionables. You understand what I'm saying? But inversely, if you cut all your hair off, I got nothing for you either. I like a woman with hair, not bald. Get your Jada Pinkett loving ass up out of here with you and all of your entanglements. Let go.
That is the main reason why you are going crazy viral right now, and it's so disappointing because it's so cry to your mama. This is when I watched this, I was sad, but I was happy. I was happy on your end, but I was disappointed on her end, because if anybody has watched the Pop the Balloons, she was also a person that on the show she had an encounter with a man named Dr. Elam. And he called her. Shout out Elam, man. Hey, Elam, hit me up, bro. It's all love, bro. I want people to know I do not hate Dr. Elam, bro. Me and Alex be watching his stuff. He's funny. Y'all need to understand we don't hate that man. But it was disappointing because we vouched for her so hard, because the first time she came on the show, she was humble. And when she got to you and a couple other gentlemen, and we started seeing, I said it's a power shift. When you're that lone wolf standing and you're in front of all those people and you're the target, you're gonna act humble and meek. Yeah. But as soon as she was on the opposite side and she had the reinforcements, the women on her left, women on her right, versus the lone man, some character came out. And when she approached you, it threw me off, because I'm like, bro, I was sliding for you.
Yeah, but I kind of knew Kayla was gonna turn up in this episode,
and she came for you. Yeah, and it was. And here's the part that, okay, before I ask this question, here's the part that confused me, because she said in the video, you tried to come for me, and so now I got to get at you. But if you actually watch the video, there's no lead up or interaction that is on the camera.
Well, let me say this, Queen. I'm a licensed plumber.
So, and I do real
hold on.
estate
I live
and property
I
management.
live
So what you
downtown.
doing?
I live
Nothing compared to
downtown.
me.
It's so ridiculous to me that the most educated, which is not true, by the way, that's been debunked 1,000 of times. I've been not just being sarcastic with y'all, can legitimately say, I am a property manager and I do real estate. So what you do as a certified plumber is not even on my level. What? That makes absolutely no sense. First of all, I do real estate means goddamn nothing. And second of all, what do you mean property manager? Do you have a property management company or do you work as a property manager for a property management company? Meaning you just earn an hourly wage. What you do is not enough to shit on a certified plumber. Give that man his respect. Do you have any certifications for what you do? Do you have any licenses for what you do? I've seen so many women say I do real estate, but do not have a real estate license.
Stay by myself, Queen, you know, and you're not even qualified to be even
You
dealing
say
with me.
everybody not qualified.
You definitely not. You know, if anything, it was one of these two. I wasn't even looking your
Look
way.
at
You
that
know, my
attitude.
type.
Wanted
If I
Pop
seen, that's fine.
Look at that attitude.
That is totally fine.
Okay.
But one thing about me, I could pull 100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
Between you and her, it's just like she starts off like that, and so it's confusing. Did something happen
happen
and then
in the
get
middle?
cut before that clip showed, or what happened?
So nothing crazy happened. I didn't get to calling her out of her name or anything. We were just exchanging back and forth, and I had said, you know, what kind of vehicle I had. So, you know, shout out to the whoever was editing the video, you know, for editing that out for me, because she was like, you know, what kind of vehicle? I was like, this what I, you know. So they edited that out. But other than that, that was it.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
so
respect.
and I respect
Oh.
you. Yeah, I respect you for even admitting that there was something that led to that. Because when I saw that part, I was kind of confused. I'm
Like
like,
it
what-
jumped.
He didn't even say nothing to you.
Yeah.
So it's
Nah,
like,
she just try to continue on with her, you know, oh, you're broke rent, you know, you live with somebody. They trying to say, you know, I didn't have any money or whatever.
Oh,
I
we
just
know.
put out,
We know
Put
you
out-
got money.
put out a little 20, 30,000 on Instagram just to show y'all, you know, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
think you're gonna try to rob me, man, it's not gonna end well. So please don't.
Yeah.
so in the Kayla situation,
If I was to give some more advice to this young brother, you calling out your money achievements online is a component of your last life. In your new life as a certified plumber and maybe potentially future content creator, there is no need to get into money battles with other people. It's best left unsaid of what you pull in, because the more that you pull in, the more of a target that you can make yourself. I understand what you're talking about with self-defense. I'm myself a Second Amendment holder and active participator, but you still don't want to do things online to increase the chances of someone out of desperation wanting what you have created or earned for yourself. And I know 50% of the reason that you're on this show is to find a woman, but the other 50% is to provide entertainment. Going back and forth with a woman about the thing, right? Like, you're not in competition with a woman.
so now that we know that this led up, right? When you hit her with your finishing move, right? Because we call you Weapon X, we call you Deus Machina, right? The machine, right?
Deus Machina.
You
Shout
had a
out.
fatality in there. You said, I could pull
He plays
100K
video
off the
games.
bank right now. Can you do the same?
That struck me.
That
That struck me. I was like,
did you feel like
That was
did
a
you feel like
fatality.
a Super Saiyan at that point? Did you feel your veins
No, I
pumping
definitely-
super?
Did he go at yours?
No,
too?
I definitely didn't, because, you know, I'm a man. And like I said, men, we conquer women. I'm gonna, and people think, you know, it's zesty going back and forth, but I'm a man. You are a woman. Stay in your nature and be subservient. I'm not saying bow down to me, but you know, stop trying to talk over to me. You know, you don't talk over a man. You know, you say you come from the South and you were
Right.
raised with morals and principles, but you don't. A woman from the South is not going to raise her voice and loud talk a man that did not disrespect you.
Right, because what I said, because she said, I don't do this, or I don't want my man to do this, but I think that you don't want your man to talk back because you talk first. Talking to the woman in the blue. So off Jump Street, you're already a liar by going back and forth with him in this ego battle where it's him alone versus you and your sisterhood team that you felt empowered by, yipping and yapping and all of this shit that doesn't even make sense. And then you lost in your ego battle when he pulled out that fatality of 100 grand in the bank. But again, to my G, I understand what you're saying, but in reality, you just walk away from women like this. You have to treat some of these women like children. Would you go back and forth with a child with the same exact conversation? No. You just look at them crazy and just walk away and do a lot more peace within your own space and your own mental health for you to understand that.
I wasn't interested in you. Is that what they teach in the South? You know, a man that's not interested in you, go bad on him. You know, that was a little bit ridiculous. But I say that also because, you know, we have a lot of gang violence out there. We have a lot of kids that this being tough thing is trending too as well. You know, all these kids want to be Pistol Pete, and it seems, you know, all they want to do is just hurt somebody or shoot somebody. Anybody can shoot somebody, anybody can kill somebody, anybody can hurt somebody, beat them up, but everybody can't count 100,000. So go get you some money. That's my best advice to you, man. Go count 100,000.
Yeah, man.
You put your energy into the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
Once I started getting some
Go
real
work on
money,
your purpose.
leaving the country,
Right.
expanding my horizon, seeing that
Talk
there's more
about
to
it.
life than what it is, then I stopped, you know, stop staying around stuff that I got accustomed to. I start moving around, trying to travel the globe, man. Go do something different.
Yeah.
Right.
I really hope that he answers my DM because I'd love to just go one-on-one with this brother right here. And the thing is that he's seen a component of life that I've never seen. I mean, I don't have a criminal background or history. I've never been shot in the face or nothing like that. But we've come from different histories, different background. I'm 10 years older than him. But even still, listening to his progression, because that's one of the things I've always said on my channel. My life had changed significantly once I got out of where I lived at, my city, my block, my county, my state, and I began to go abroad. And I began to understand the importance of going abroad, to see things outside of your own perspective, because you could be as right as you are, as right as you want to be within your city, but you go somewhere else and your perspective completely changes. Sort of like, let me give you guys an analogy. Back in the day, when I used to live in New York, play video games, I was the baddest motherfucker on the block. You understand what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, I grew up in a time period before the internet, when multiplayer came out, and I started battling people from all over the world. I'm like, oh shit, I'm trash. But on my block though, I was the god shit. All of you athletes out there, all right? You might go to cities, but then you go to regionals. The competition is a lot more real. And the thing is that once you get out of your normal, out of your zone, and you begin to understand, oh, this is what actually it's like to have a purpose. This is what it's actually like. You begin to expand your horizons. When I got into my MBA program, and I knew leaving my MBA program, which is over 10 years ago now, I was going to make at least six figures. I'm gonna make at least $100,000 per year. I had other people within master's programs around me who came from the hood, and their achievement in life was getting into the master's program, and they were okay with accepting jobs for like $60,000 per year. But it's because the city, the block that they were in, their parents only made $30,000, $40,000, $45,000 a year. So to them, $60,000, $70,000 was achievement. And I had to have real conversations with them and show them job postings of what they could aspire or ascend to. But it's only because I had that experience, I had that knowledge, and they met someone that had that knowledge. Travel, 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 expand, read books, get hungry for information and for knowledge.
Now, this one is the one where I'm going to ask you it, but I know that you have to do the catch up with Arlette. So the way I'm going to phrase it is that way we can only address what you have said on your story. And that way, if there's details that Arlette needs to exclusively get, I don't want to take from her, right? Your Instagram posts with your match, right?
All right, so it seems like there's a little vibe here. So is it going to be a yes for you for him?
God says save souls, so yeah.
Oh, and is it a yes for you
She got
for
a
her?
little bit of game.
Yes.
Okay, we got a match. All right, let me take this mic and y'all can go on off.
What a happy ending. I wonder what happened
So
after.
as soon as we uploaded, before our reaction was even on the site for 3-4 hours, there was people letting us know, oh, he's going in, he's exposing everything. They're going, him and his match are going through. With your discretion, can you explain like what is happening? What is happening in this situation right now?
Don't tell me she's a 304.
Honestly, there probably won't be a reunion. You know, I'm honestly thinking about not getting back on a reunion just because, you know, I've already had to move out of my place. It's just been too much internet. You know, I'm going out to the gym. I can't even work out. People coming up to me. It's just too much, honestly. But I will say, you know, what happened was when we met, I was interested in her. We had a very pleasant conversation behind the scenes.
Okay.
And, you know, after the conversation, we were on our way to having a good night. And I'm not talking, you know, a physical night. It was just, we hit it off well. Right. And I was really looking forward to seeing what happened with this woman. I was impressed how, you know, she was an independent thinker. I honestly thought she was going to pop her balloon, but I didn't really care, you know, because like I told everyone before I got there, I'm gonna be myself.
Right.
I was impressed. You know, she's not a follower. She is an independent thinker, but you know, I am under the impression that she is also looking for a helpmate as well. You know, because after I was arguing with the girl and I told her, you know, I could pull out 100,000. If you look before the video, before the girl and Caleb popped her balloon, she raised her balloon like she was getting ready to, you know, throw it on the floor or do something to that effect. But after I said how much money I had, then she was, you know, she didn't pop. Okay, we matched.
She a gold digger.
We went backstage. We were having a good conversation, and Chandler, you know, the guy with the dreads that had the anime shirt.
Yeah.
Who?
Suits off wearing like what they're comfortable with. So
get
you
that.
tell me, like, what do you want your man to like? How do you want your man to dress? How do you want your man to look?
Would you dress like this on the first date with me?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is what I'm comfortable
Why not?
with.
Okay.
This is who I am.
Hey, I love that. I respect that. It's just if like
His outfit is absolutely wild. No. I'm telling you guys this. Kevin would look at this outfit, these jeans with all these pockets. Kevin would lose his mind off of all of this right here. He would lose his mind. As an image consultant, he would lose his goddamn mind. See, the thing is I understand what he's saying. This is just me. I'm not going to change. But at a certain point, when do you aspire or look a certain way to achieve the places that you want to go, to get the results that you want to go? I was having a conversation with Kevin before he died about money mindset. And it's something that I struggle with because I grew up in a single parent household. My dad was a school teacher. It was just me and him, right? Didn't make a lot of money, but we did what we had to do. Most days I wore the exact same clothes each and every day. So a lifestyle of like going out to eat or a lifestyle of shopping is not something I've ever experienced as a kid. So even now today, I have like an issue with shopping or spending on myself or even practicing self-care. My mind is more fixed to purpose and working because that's what I saw my father doing. And I would talk to Kevin regarding the money mindset ish, and he told me, you know, you have a scarcity mindset. And if you live in fear with money or what it is that you do with money, especially when it refers to yourself, then you're withholding how much money that you can make into the future. Let me give you guys a brief example that he shared with me. He said one of the many Rolexes that he has, he said he had it on and he walked into some store and a guy recognized the Rolex that was on his wrist and he got a business deal because the guy respected the Rolex on his wrist. They had a conversation and again, it turned into a business deal for Kevin. So because he invested into something, he still made that monetary investment and he got a lucrative business deal because of it. If that same guy met this guy dressed like this, would he be receiving that same type of opportunity? Absolutely not. So again, when he says things like this for what he's got on, I understand and I often agree with you, my G, but that's my old mindset. My new mindset is, okay, who am I today and where am I trying to go? What do those guys dress like? If I'm trying to go there, if I'm trying to unleash that degree of my purpose, if I'm trying to understand or garner the type of money that they make.
like you dress like that on the first date, I would probably walk out.
So then my next question is, how do you want your man to dress on the first date?
Bring back that dark skin man, that his
So
outfit.
do it with the open.
Oh,
yeah. My brother. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
your brother
Yeah.
can learn a few things.
Got it.
He approaches, right? And the only reason why I'm putting this out there because she got on live and tried to say, you know, I wasn't handsome, she wasn't interested in me, and you know, she tried to redirect the story, and that's not what happened.
Right.
You know, Chandler comes up to her, and he's like, he pulls out his phone, he hands her his phone, and he asks for her number, her Instagram. Now, this is not my woman, you know, so I'm not going to address had it been my woman, you know, we would probably engage in a good old fisticuff right there.
Right.
But since it's not, you know, I'm going to check her. What I do is a temperature check. Like, hey, you know, hey, baby, is that what you're doing? She told me, you know, she did it right in front of my face. Like,
Disrespectful.
took his phone, got to typing her information in. And that's what I said. I'm not about to pour into you, and you're showing interest in front of my face. That's blatant disrespect.
Esther! You did what? You just walked away with my guy, Aaron, and you just slided the DMs to the other guy? What? Before we start getting into the intersexual dynamics conversation between a male and a woman, we gotta start at the basics for men, for women to understand how you are either respecting us or disrespecting us. If you are with us, I have selected you, you have selected me. Meanwhile, you're doing things to open up communication pathways to other men. That's disrespectful. You should be willing to make that sacrifice of not having that communication pathway. Unless it's discussion between me and you, we decide that, man, it's for business. Perhaps you can, in law, you have that communication. But if you just give in, it signals to my brain that you're easy.
Yeah. Chandler, he said Chandler the dude.
No guy wants an
Chandler's
easy
the one that
chick.
ended up getting the young woman that they called Motherly.
The one that got the anime girl?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Nah,
Esther. You know, you two had the opportunity to match with one another.
Right.
So why would you wait till after the show, you know, to give him you should have matched with him and not
Fair.
me.
Yeah.
So after this transpired, after the show's done and over with, you know, I heard one of my fans sent me a video and they were like, hey, look at this. And Esther was in the video, you know, saying she wouldn't date a man that's not financially stable.
Oh.
And right there, that was big red flag to me. Because, you know, God forbid I pull a muscle in the gym or I get hurt at work. That's why I said I want a woman with a career, a self-sufficient woman. What if I get injured, I need a woman that can take the torch to make sure that our foundation doesn't crumble. Because you can't build a home without a solid foundation.
Right. Dang, bro.
Yeah, so she played herself, honestly. And I'm the type of man, you know, when I meet a woman, I'm a Cancer. You know, I walk into the situation like, okay, this is the last one. You know, everybody else gets ignored. It's me and you. Mm-hmm. And that's what she could have had a husband, really.
If you start your content creation journey, please take all that astrological talk up out of your vocabulary. Again, that's a part of your old life. Yeah, that's your old life, my G. Please just leave it behind. But Esther, let me be fair as well. There is no guy on this planet that should walk into these relationships not thinking that it's a degree of transaction. There is no guy on this planet that should think that the emotionality of women exists with undying and unconditional love. It's transaction at the end of the day. You have to show a degree of substance in order for them to be attracted to you. And if you lose that substance, you may lose that chick. There are unicorns throughout that will stay within you. And to the degree, the better that your game is, your talk game is, as well as your D game. I know it's some toxic shit, but it's the reality. The longer that they will stay in and around your space. But when it comes down to it, it's transaction. And a lot of that attraction is tied to finances because of their hypergamous instinct. This is why when the topic of love comes up, straight up, I think men love better than women. And when they ask me how they know that, the first statistic that I usually go to on mine is looking at the rate at women divorce men as opposed to vice versa. And I know it's loosely correlated, but still there's nuggets of information in there that I think you can draw from that.
She truly honestly could have had one, but she played herself out.
Were they the only ones that exchanged information or did everybody in the cast?
No, so they said she gave Rhino her number. And she gave, it's supposed to be a guy on episode 12 that's coming out that she gave her as well while they was in his stand.
Oh, yeah. No.
So I just checked back on his Instagram and apparently he has a post up about the young woman in question. And he writes, the eye candy is appealing to the eye, but is also what I called a hallucination, a mirage. This is the forbidden fruit in the Bible. Yes, the nectar may taste sweet momentarily, but the poison inside the fruit will ruin you. I was going back for the reunion, but now I am not. Y'all digging a graveyard deep to ruin me. I was talking to producers about taking Esther on a date to Mexico yesterday. I said I didn't want to do it if she was not sincere. I sat on the phone and did the mental gymnastics with her, and she is a good talker. But at the end of the conversation, the last thing she asked me for was some money from the t-shirts that I'm getting. Esther! No! I thought that she was joking and waved it off, and she asked a second time. No! She said yes after he said he had 100,000 in the bank. She's a bum. No, Esther. Oh! Yo, it's so crazy as men how much we misconstrue because of a pretty face. You know, it's called the halo effect. The more attractive that a woman is, a person in general, the better that you assign good personality traits to them. Oh, this is disappointing. It resonated on my mind all night, and I decided not to entertain her. Baby, you can't ask for money. You can't do that right now. You didn't even hit date number 1. What is you doing, baby? God, not even Shira 7 would tell you some dumb shit like that. Cheryl would at least tell you to go out after date number 3, try to ask him from his proceeds. Even Sharon's not that stupid. I felt the response resonated on my mind all night, and I decided not to entertain the gold digger. I felt her response was dry to the scripture I sent her, and I told her I lost my job, and she didn't give a dang. I didn't even think about that. Knowing that he lost his job, she still asked for money. She's probably also looking at his GoFundMe. Let's see if it went up any. Yeah, the people are still down up in there donating. And didn't respond. He says, now I'm emotional because I caught wind of what's going on. So he's responding to everyone that's down in his comment section. Okay, thank you for being so open-minded and for not judging me despite what you've seen. This is like what he's texting. That almost brought tears to my eyes and honestly, and speaks volumes about your emotional intelligence. I've been so stressed today, having to move and dealing with all this madness, but just hearing you say that was a breath of fresh air. Thank you. I hope you are getting the best sleep of your life, queen. I don't know about all this queen shit. You're referring to her as a queen when literally she just wants your pockets. That to me doesn't seem like queen behavior. All right, and then he has a verse down up in here. And then she responds back, good morning. Thank you for reaching out. It was nice getting to know you about you for a bit. She don't give a god damn. Oh, is this her page right here? Yes, it is. Okay. When innocent people get used is where I need to step in. He's using y'all. Let's do it. I'm gonna cook you next post. Have fun. Stupid to your level. I will contradict everything I said I would do. Yeah, here's the thing. I think that I understand what he's doing. He's speaking up out for himself. But what you don't want to see is the back and the forth. Call her out. She's a 304, and then keep it pushing.
Yeah. So come on, man. Like this was a joke to these women. They're looking for a helpmate. And then, okay, this is another thing that they did too. So they were all on live. They were talking about me, painting their little false narrative or whatever.
I saw a little bit of that.
Fans direct me to the live. I get over there. They end the live.
Yeah.
They end it. They say, oh, it's been an hour. It just shut down. Right. So when they come back to the live, they're trying to get me to come in there. I'm not getting in there. I don't want to participate in that. Truth beats the brains out of falsehood 10 out of 10 times. So I'm not going to indulge in any falsehood, So when they get back on the live.
It absolutely does, but only to people that are objective and unbiased and are not emotionally baked and soaked within their feelings. If they don't have a dog in this fight, I understand what you're saying. But what I've learned with this whole media shit is that the truth don't mean shit. It's about how you make people feel. And no matter the truths that you come out with, my G, if women feel like you're a predator, they're not going to do the research to find out anything new. They just have you established as that. That's why I never find it as beneficial to go on these other people's platforms and defend this, that, and the third, because those people don't care about you anyway. Now, if they saying some slanderous shit that could get you locked up or lose your job or some shit like that, I understand at that junction, you may need to get a lawyer to have him speak for you, or you could speak up for yourself. But going back and forth with her makes it seem like you're more hurt, which you gotta just let shit like that go.
They all get that. I found it very strange. And man, I'm super sharp. I'm talking super sharp, very observant. They get off the live. I'm sure they all coordinating this on the phone. Hey, you should ask me this question, right? So now they're on the live talking about, hey, if you could date this guy, which guy would you talk to? Oh, I would date this guy from episode 4. She'd date this guy for episode 6. Now they're just putting it out there, so these guys reach out to them. And they just did this for attention. And it's any guy that reaches
nasty work.
Like any guy that reaches out to them, any type women like that, bro, y'all can have them. You're doing yourself a major disservice, because after she get in them pockets and run your money dry, they go on to the next, man. They go on to the next.
Dang, man. And
Bloodsuckers.
This is why we made this point on one of the videos we did. I think we said it on the reunion. It's not Arlette Amuli. It's not her fault. Her show is going the way it's going.
BM's fault either.
It's not BM's either, and it's also not Tippendale's, because we saw how he runs his Pop the Balloon. He had a rant on one of his videos about the stuff that the show does, and one lady on there was like, after you get us a match, you should also be the ones that set us up on the date and make sure that we keep in contact. And I made this point. I said, why is that the host?
Why is that
the host's job to guide y'all through the rest of y'all relationship, and y'all was the ones that picked each other.
If you're genuinely trying to find love or genuinely trying to match with somebody, it shouldn't be left up to the host on whether or not y'all go on a date.
And so now I'm
That's
even more
wild.
irritated.
It actually reminded me how Bumble recently just allowed for men to be able to talk to women first now on the dating app, and it's after women complain that they don't know what to say after they swipe. Like, really? Y'all are that lazy? Like, y'all have that little game?
Because one,
God,
don't go on that show and get a match and then not even commit to the match, because now it makes Arlett's show look so unauthentic, and it's not even on her.
Yeah.
And so now we got
It
you got a
delegitimizes
match
it.
on the show. Everybody's like, oh, I can't wait to see they catch up. But they didn't make the women on that show, or the people, I don't even want to put it on women, but the contestants on that show made it so uncomfortable for other contestants on that show who were genuinely looking for love. It sucks to hear that you don't want to do the reunion. You don't want to do the
catch up and stuff.
Because there's a lot of people that are waiting for you to do the catch up, and it's just that sucks. That sucks.
I'm probably not gonna do it. It's just so much slander, and these women, they're not ready. Like, I'm ready. I could feel it in my bones. You know, I know exactly what I want and what I'm looking for, and that's why I'm very direct in my approach. You know, because I'm here and I'm ready. These women, they not. So, I mean, what else can we do? But I think Arlette is doing a phenomenal job at being a host.
Shout out to her.
Spectacular host, one of the best hosts,
She's
if not
good.
the best host. You know, one of these dating show games. They certainly need to give her a Netflix or something. You know, shout out to Arlette. Shout out to DM, everybody that made Love Quester, that made this possible. And may God continue to bless
She's
you
doing a
all
great
abundantly.
Job. Right. We gonna keep
And
it
also,
going.
let me add this too. Me and Esther, we did not go on a date. You know, I disqualified her immediately. I turned her around.
Good job.
Kayla tried to put on Instagram that I was arguing and all of this. What am I gonna argue for? The only reason why I'm arguing, and I'm not even really arguing, I'm shutting it down again because I'm a man, I'm a king. You know, don't talk over me. But we didn't go on a date. You know, after I disqualified her, that was the end of that. You know, they said that we were arguing. Wasn't no argument. I left, me and my brother left, and that was the end of that. She has reached out back to me. You know, I don't know if you guys seen the screenshots or not. She lied to the internet, you know, stating she had no interest in me whatsoever. So I had to upload the screenshot. She did send me her number, and she.
You over me now? I'm happy that you found someone else. I love you. Good luck. Yes, I am. Trust me, don't text me anymore. I'm not going to reach out to you. I'm happy again. Okay? You need to stop the bullshit. Why you keep contacting me? The first thing you did when I left was reach out to men. LOL, your ass never loved me, so quit telling yourself that. If you did, you would have appreciated me first time and did right by me, not cheated. I finally found someone that I don't got to worry about if she fucked with other men. I don't got to go nights without sex anymore. Don't have to argue. Nothing. I'm respected and treated like a king. It's like night and day over here. I still think about you from time to time, but that shit is over. When I look at a picture of us and the kids and see what we could have had, but you effed that up for us, you can say I deceived you all you want. You admitted you manipulated me, so I decided to play that game.
Was requesting me to call her, and I honestly, I was thinking about calling her because
stop showing these texts, bro.
She's aware more than those other girls. She is God-fearing. Y'all do not penalize her. You know, she's a young woman. She's only 23. You know, she still has some more maturing to do. But after this experience, I told myself, you know, I would at least want to deal with a woman that's 25 or above, because I feel like, you know, at 25 years old, that's when you hit that maturity point. You know? But,
that's my minimum.
Esther really thought it was acceptable giving out her number. And I just had to upload the screenshot to show everybody, you know, I'm the truth, man. I'm not going to lie about nothing. The woman did reach out to me. She did want a second chance with me. I thought about it, but I honestly, I'm not doing no second chances and you showing signs of promiscuity. It's not going down.
And I want to say this, I'm gonna make sure I put his socials throughout the whole video, because I also want him to start being able to grow his platform as well, because you have a great internet personality, even with just us talking. Even though we're rookies to this, I've been doing content creation for the past 7 years. So you have a good personality, you have a solid head on your shoulder, and there's gonna be a lot of people that, if this doesn't blow up the way you're blowing up right now, I imagine that you're gonna get more and more interviews from people. So I pray that I pray that God keeps putting you in the right platforms for you to get your voice out. So I'm gonna pray that for you. But I want people to go, if you guys, like I say every time when people try to bring Bible arguments up to me and all that, I say it every time on our videos. Don't take what people say for face value. Go do the research. If he has the screenshots and everything, I encourage everybody, go to his page, with 2 Y's _handsome. Go check out his page. Go look at the screenshots, because at the end of the day, evidence is key.
Yeah, receipts is key. All right, I'm gonna end the content right here. And here's the thing on the last point. I agree. He should be able to do something on his own. I reached out to him for an interview though. He has yet to get back to me. I think it'd be dope to build with the young brother. But nevertheless, that's where we're going to leave this conversation here today. Again, I'll leave a link to this down in the description box down below. There's other things that they talked about within this conversation, but I think that we've gone on long enough. Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. It's so crazy. After all of that, she's legitimately asking him for money. Absolutely nasty work. To be honest, going to all of these different dating shows, whether it be on the mainstream Netflix, like the Find Your Love, Passion for, whatever the name of them shows are, or these Pop the Balloons on the internet and shit like that, you always have to understand is that, are people really there for this balloon shit, right? Or this dating shit, or are they there for internet popularity? Even the ones from the mainstream shows that are still currently married, it's like, yeah, but it's a business contract, right? Like at the same junction, they know that they make more money together as their couple personality as opposed to not split up. At the end of the day, it's an evil world that we live in. Protect yourself, but know who you are, and never bend your moral, your standards, your virtues for the tears of a woman. Until next time, you two, peace.